Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hi, hello there. Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast.
Where's my script? I don't know.
I
don't know. Hey,
it's
everybody.
The Golden Square Podcast.
Okay, so I was trying to put, the two, whatever. So how's everybody's day going? Evening?
Mine's absolutely great. How's yours?
Mine has been very interesting. What is this Thursday? So the whole week. Can we talk a little bit about mental health?
We sure can.
All right. So listen, by her giving me the authority to say we could talk about mental health, it has been just that. Who knows? We got to do a whole segment, a whole month of mental health, because you can never stop talking about it. And all the things that we've been going through. When you look at the outside, we're looking good and saying, everything is good. Yeah. Oh, but go in the inside. Go down up in there. Go down up in there.
One thing that I don't understand, Linda, is why mental health is such a taboo in the Black community. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want anybody to know that they have mental health in their family, and there's mental health issues in every family, I'm sure.
I can't answer that question because, back in the day, it was almost like, oh, don't let nobody know that you crazy because, my church going to be thinking this and my church going to be thinking that. Your church should be the one praying for me and trying to give me some type of outage of where to go to handle whatever I am going through. So I don't know, but I do know we have to trust in God.
Yes,
we have to continue to pray, and we have to seek counseling.
Yeah, find some resources out there.
It is very, very, hey, Joseph. So it's very important that we seek help. And it's okay if we seek help. This is my buddy. And I am truly going through a mental stage right now in my life. I mean, every day is something new. It's you haven't been seeing me out and all that kind of craziness because I'm shut in, and it's not by my choice. But then again, I am so grateful to God to give me some kind of help to say, call somebody. Girl, y'all better come and see about me. I'm telling you, I'm crazy because I'm sitting over here talking to my own self and answering myself.
Sometimes I ask Linda.
Yeah. So it's been crazy, but that's a part of life, and it's okay if we are going through whatever we're going through. So I just have some little nuggets, and I have little people that are around me that call me, give me little stuff. Now, listen, I had a crazy day today, but one of Shahida is to let you know who it is. Shahida sent me an inbox message. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. If our producer could play that
it will
message,
put a smile on your face.
It will
and lighten up the day.
Zari, what you say that I be saying on social media? How you say I be saying it?
Hey y'all, hey, it's girl Shahida. Listen. Today we're gonna be talking about the Golden Square Podcast.
I thought that was so cute when she sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh man, get up, Linda, get up!"
Out of the mouth of babes.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Back then, Linda, what month you had your tea party?
March.
In March, Linda had a tea party, and this little girl was walking around with the microphone, interviewing all the guests. She was she's an anchor lady, person. In the making.
So y'all don't know, these kids be watching everything. well, we know they listen because we know some of the words come out of their mouth, but they watch your every move, and that made my day. And I'm so excited about that. So, with the producer, after all of that, thank you so much, Shahida, for sharing that with us. Bring on our guest this evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So tell our viewers, who are you, and
a little bit about
just a little bit.
My name is Julie Pouncil. I currently reside in Omaha, Nebraska. So I am miles away from you guys.
Omaha, Nebraska. Now, listen.
Wait, I gotta say this though before you even go, Mama Linda. Okay. There are Black people in Omaha, and it's not just cornfields. Okay, now you go.
Right, go back. Go ahead. Go back. So, I'm sorry. I just okay.
So I am I've been in education since 1999, which makes me feel really old. I have 5 children, 1 biological, the other 4 my husband and I adopted, or 3 of them my husband and I adopted. And then when my husband passed in 2022, I then adopted his daughter. So I now have a family of 5 children, or 4 children, 1 grandchild on the way. So I'm excited about that as well. Yeah, I'm the last of 17 children. So I'm the baby, and they still treat me like a baby, although I will be 50 this year. So, yeah, they still think I'm the baby, but I'm not. I'm grown out here.
Yeah, but you're always going to be the baby, though. I don't care what I'm
always going to be the baby. They try to treat me as such, too.
Always.
I'm the baby of the family, too, and I will always be the baby. Let them tell.
Always.
I know, right? Let them tell it. Let them tell it.
Always. But you know, the reasoning that you are our special guest tonight, we're talking about lupus, and I know you know a lot about it.
Personal experience.
Girl. So tell our viewers, what made you think that you had lupus? How did that come about?
So in 2004, or the latter part of 2003, I developed a blood clot in my right eye. I mean, it was red. And I had went to emergency. Well, actually, my doctor said to get to the emergency room immediately. I got to the emergency room, and there they discovered that I have what's called ITP. And I never can say it right, but it's idiopathic thrombocytopenia something, where my platelets did not function right. So my platelets would not stay high. So what they said to me was go immediately, because I could bleed internally and die.
Wow.
So I had to immediately go to the hospital. So for a couple of years, they treated me for ITP. And I was on a high dose of prednisone, and I was on blood thinners so that I would not
bleed out,
right? So after a couple of years, they kept saying, well, we know you got an autoimmune arthritis. That's all they kept saying. You have autoimmune arthritis. I mean, I couldn't use my hands. I was in pain from hand to elbow. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. And so after being on an enormous amount of prednisone, which is not good for you, I think I ended up on about 60 milligrams of prednisone per day. I got up to 320 pounds. After a couple of years of this regimen, I told my doctor, listen, we got to think of something else to do. And so they said, okay, well, you have one of your options is to have your spleen removed. So I went with that option. And, you know, as we know, the spleen is to fight off whatever antibodies, infections that we have. I don't have that defense system anymore. So they removed my spleen. Shortly after that, I actually diagnosed myself. So when I grow up, my goal is to be a physician. That's my goal when I grow up.
When you grow up?
My goal is to be a physician. And so it was the summer of 2024, maybe. And I was at the Summer Arts Festival here. and my whole body swelled up. I mean, my legs was humongous. I had little blood dots in my legs. It was a horrible experience. I didn't know what was going on. Usually when you have lupus, you develop a butterfly right here around the nose.
Right.
I did not get the butterfly. My joint swelled up. I lost the front part of my hair. I lost all my hair on my arms and on my legs. And so I started doing research. Granted, I was going through a rheumatologist who does the lupus diagnosis. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was going through the rheumatologist. Every time I went to the rheumatologist, well, what do you think is going on? This was the question he would ask me. So finally I got to the point was, why are you asking me what you should be telling me?
Right.
So then I came home and I did some research. I developed a blood clot in my right leg while traveling to Oklahoma. I returned home from Oklahoma. That's when I found out I had the blood clot in my leg, which again is a dangerous situation.
Right, it is.
And I was hospitalized. While in the hospital, my lupus, results came back because I had asked my primary care, can you check me for lupus? And she said to me, well, did your rheumatologist not check you? I said, no, he has not. So she ran the test for lupus. So while I was in the hospital with the blood clot, that's when I received my official diagnosis for lupus. At the time, my kidneys failed. Unfortunately, they did. They put me on this immunosuppressant therapy drug, which is one of the drugs that they treat you for. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, with lupus, your kidneys are the first to go. Mm-hmm. And when your kidneys go, then here comes dialysis and here comes, all the stuff that go with kidney failure. Mm-hmm. I took this medication. Luckily at the time, thank God, I was on Medicaid. So I didn't have to pay for it. But it was $1,000 prescription per month, like literally. Wow. And I finally said, you know what? God got me. I'm not taking this crap no more. So I quit taking it. But since then, my kidneys are functioning well, 100% functioning. And yeah, I have some issues with protein dumping into my urine, but it's not a lot for them to be concerned.
So by you being your own doctor and knowing your body, do you think that's what saved you from not having to go to dialysis? Or what is that the question?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Well, I was being seen by a nephrologist, which was the kidney doctor. I was being seen by them once a month. Mm-hmm. And as I stated, he put me on the Cells Help. I'm still on to this day, 17 years later, prednisone. I take a prednisone pill every day. Wow. Depending on how I'm feeling, depends on how much I take per day. My normal regimen, I put myself on 5 milligrams. If I don't take the prednisone, I'll be in a lot of pain. Yeah. So it maintains the pain for me. However, and I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna rewind back.
Okay.
When we went through COVID, if you can remember, number 5 claimed that the prescription hydroxychloroquine, Plaquenil, prevented COVID. Mm-hmm. Remember, if y'all remember.
Yeah.
During that time, I had a hard time getting my lupus medicine. Plaquenil is a lupus medication. So we had to jump through hoops so that my insurance knew that it was not for COVID. It was actually for my lupus treatment.
Wow.
So he messed us up big time. A lot of us suffered during that time because of his
stupidness. Yeah, stupidness. Yeah. That's him. That part.
Yeah. So
y'all can call me if you want to. He's stupid. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Him is a bag of hammers, but we're not gonna go there.
Not today. We got time. We got until.
Yeah. That's for another episode.
Yes.
So before I even go on further, let me tell you guys what lupus is.
Right.
So lupus is a chronic and it's supposedly long-term, but I believe that it can be reversed. Okay. So lupus is a long-term disease that causes inflammation and pain in any part of your body. So when I say I'm in pain, I'm talking from my heart to my lungs. So I've had pleurisy. If you remember, Miss Linda, when I was out there a couple of summers ago, I ended up in the hospital. Right. I ended up with pleurisy, which was the inflammation around the lining of my lungs. It was a lupus flare. I've had pericarditis, which is the inflammation around my heart, the lining of my heart. So it can affect any part of my body. My ankles swell, my knees swell, my elbow, my hands are just like sausages when I'm going through a lupus flare. Right. Lupus is an autoimmune disease, and we know that with our autoimmune system, it just simply means that the body usually fights infections that attacks normal healthy tissues, right? Yeah. So that's what lupus is. So at any time, I could be fine. Like right now, I feel great. Right. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, it could be a different story. Wow. When I lay down to go to bed at night, I could get a temperature of 101, 102. I'm going through a lupus flare, but we don't know what exactly it is. So when
do you know? Okay, so you don't know what it is. And like you're saying, you could lay down tonight and then you wake up in the morning. Do you feel different when it's about to hit, or it just hit you?
It just hit me. So the end of March, was that when I was in the hospital last time? So this last episode, I was in the hospital, which was at the end of March. I laid in my bed and I texted Julie and I said, I got a fever of 100. She said, Mama, get up and go to the hospital. I said, no, I'll be all right. I'm going to take some Tylenol. I'm good. Well, I don't like going to the emergency room because I know they're going to try to keep me, right? So I got to the hospital. By that time, my temperature was 102. Guess what? They admitted me. They admitted me for observation. That observation ended up being an entire week. Wow. Apparently, I had a bacteria infection in my blood. That I ended up having to take 2 different antibiotics, 30 minutes intravenously. So they couldn't send me home with it. They had to grow on the Petri dish. They had to do the bacteria blood test where they had to grow the bacteria. So yeah, I just never know what's happening when it's happening, unfortunately.
Well, Julie, is that because with lupus, it attacks the good tissues just as well as the bad tissues? So
yes, ma'am.
The body is fighting against itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I don't understand. And this part right here, I am not a medical person, so y'all don't be calling me. But anyway, I never could understand when I've talked to several people about lupus. I've had a girlfriend back in the early part of 2000, I think it was 99. Anyway, so somewhere back up in there. But one day she was a big girl, and then the next day she was small. I can never understand how you don't never feel nothing. You don't feel different. You don't feel your body changing. I don't mean like in 24 hours, one day to the next, but you don't feel your body changing though. Julie?
There are some days that you just don't have an appetite. You don't want to eat. You just people ask me all the time why I won't go on disability. First of all, I'm a mover and a groover.
Yeah, I know that's right, Julie.
So I ain't got time to be laying around. Even when I'm in pain, I'm getting up going to work. I can sit down at my desk. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just the thing about me and my lupus is that I don't have a spleen. So when I get sick, I get sick. So I have to constantly tell those students of mine, back up off of me, stop breathing on me, cover your mouth. You know what I mean? Because I'm catching everything. When I catch it, I catch it. So in, what was that, October? No, the end of September. I was sick from September till the middle of November.
Wow.
Yes, I was sick that long. So this last episode, when I got sick, my grandchild had the flu, but she wanted me.
Right.
I knew the risk that I was taking by taking care of her. However, and I didn't wear a mask because whatever. So right after she got the flu, I got the flu. So after I got the flu, she got pneumonia. So I thought that's what I had, which is why I went on and went to the hospital, because several years back, pneumonia almost killed me because I laid here in this bed, shaking and shivering with a fever of 105 and would not go to the doctor because I did not want them to keep me. So I learned, when I say from experience, it's experience. You know what I mean?
You don't want to, I'm probably that person too.
Yes,
why why do people don't want to go and stay in the hospital? Because that's where you're getting your help from.
Because I got things to do at home. Ain't nobody got time to be laid up in the hospital.
Okay.
So Julie, let me ask you this question. I know several people with lupus. My daughter has an autoimmune disease, but it's not lupus. It's some long name, whatever. But from what I can understand, from just watching her and from talking to other friends, the treatment for lupus is make you sicker, especially the steroids. Do you think that's true?
Steroids affects your heart. It's not good for your heart at all. Being on a long regimen of steroids affects your heart. Because I'm not on a high dose of steroids, I'm okay. However, I've been on it too long. So there's some days I won't even take it. Like, I don't think I've taken it for a week. But today, because I started feeling pain in my hands, I took my medicine today.
How does it affect you when you go like a whole week?
Yeah.
You go time without taking it.
Say that again.
How does that affect you? Because what I understand about steroids, they have to build up in your system. And then when you stop taking them, you have to be weaned off of them. So how does it affect you?
I've been on them for so long.
Okay.
So it'll take me maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks before I start feeling, or not, when I can feel when I'm in pain. Like when my fingers start to hurt or my hands start to hurt, then I'll be like, okay, let me go and take my medicine. But see, I try not to tell my daughter that I haven't taken my medicine because she thinks she's my mama.
Oh yeah, that's how I go.
That I'm the mother, right?
That's how I go, Julie. But Julie, do you take the infusions for your lupus?
And I was gonna get there. Yes, ma'am. So 2022 maybe, they started me on Benlysta infusions. So once a month, I go in for my Benlysta infusion. It takes about an hour.
Before you go, how long it take? What is that? Because you remember now, I don't know.
You know, it too is a immunosuppressant therapy drug. So it suppresses my immune system. So not only do I not have a spleen, but because they have me on this Benlysta, I'm like, gotta be super cautious, right? So it's another immunosuppressant to help suppress and to maintain the lupus flares. Okay, so when they started me on the Benlysta, I was having frequent flares. So when I was having the frequent flares, they was like, okay, we got to do something different. Mind you, when they started me prior to them starting me on the Benlysta, I also take chemotherapy once a week.
Okay.
Wow.
So I take methotrexate every Wednesday. I'm supposed to take 8 pills a day. So I'm supposed to take 4 in the morning and 4 at night. However, I don't do that. I take 4 in the morning and I don't take the ones at night. So yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I get tired of taking pills. Sometimes I get discouraged. There are some days that, and I'll tell you, I don't sleep at all at night. I mean, I sleep, but I don't sleep like I should. right?
Right. I'm in the boat with you.
Yeah, so I'm usually up by, but when I crash, I crash. Okay. But like I can go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm up by 2. Then I'll take naps here and there. And then, throughout the night, my alarm goes off to 6:15. But yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. So when we talk about lupus, let me hit this point real quick.
Yeah.
When we talk about lupus, there are 4 stages of lupus or 4 types of lupus. Okay. And in those 4 types of lupus, there's the systemic lupus, which is called SLE, which is the one I have, which is the most common one. So it affects your joints, your kidneys, your heart, all of that stuff. There's the cutaneous lupus, which is only limited to your skin. If you know who Seal is, Seal has cutaneous lupus.
Right.
Okay. There's a drug-induced lupus, which is only happens with certain medications that you take. And then there's the neonatal lupus that you can acquire when you are pregnant, and then it goes away. Okay. So, yeah. So those are the types of lupus that you have. I don't know if you all remember, but Michael Jackson also had lupus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Michael Jackson had lupus. What's her name? Nick Cannon has lupus.
Oh, I didn't know Nick Cannon had lupus. Yeah, I didn't know.
Halle Berry is it Halle Berry? I think it's Halle Berry has lupus. So there's several stars who have lupus that we don't necessarily hear about a lot.
Right.
But they're experiencing it as well.
Wow.
So the next question a lot of people ask you is, or ask is, can lupus kill you?
And yeah,
lupus really cannot kill you.
It can't.
Really?
Not the lupus that kills you. It's the complications from the lupus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is what actually kills you. That's why it's important that we make sure that we are taking care of ourselves.
Right.
So that we are
healthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
healthy as you can be with the disease.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I try to be careful. There's people who's had lupus for years. Granted, medication, technology, all that stuff has changed.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
You know what I mean? Because throughout the years, so the way they treat lupus now is totally different than what it was back then. You know what I mean? The medical technology and all that stuff that they have now is totally different than what,
But you're one of those people that and I have another model daughter that has lupus. And it shuts her down. When I say shut her down, she's in the hospital a lot.
Listen, it's down.
But you make it seem like I hear people saying, "Okay, she got lupus," and you would post, your lupus is flaring up, but then you make it look like
make it look easy.
Yeah. So that's because you have that willpower that you want to go ahead and work and get up and do things and that kind of thing. I was telling Sharilyn earlier, it's not the disease that kills us, it's the mindset that kills us. Because y'all come and just lock me up. Because if anything happened, I just cut myself. Oh my God, if I cut oh Lord, I need to call Malia to come and attach me. I need these things because my mind is not strong enough to say, okay, then that was just a scratch. Move on.
She goes to the worst scenario.
Yeah. The worst that anything could bring. Anything.
Dragging it.
Girl, listen. I don't know what line I stood in. It wasn't the medical line. When God said, come on, everybody want to learn something about medication and all that. I didn't get in that line. So I am the weakest when it comes to anything that's dealing with the medicine, your body, and can't carrying on. Just go to the doctor, but go to the doctor with someone. I got to take somebody.
Yes, you do.
So I cannot, I can't handle it. I am the worst.
Julie, she goes to the doctor, and I go with her, and then she'll call me back later. Now, what did the doctor say? you were in there. No, I know, but I didn't hear. Tell me what he said.
I can't comprehend. And see, like you're saying all of those terms on the different type of doctors. I'm like, why we just can't say it's the foot doctor,
the kidney doctor,
you know,
the
heart doctor, and you want me to say what kind of doctor I went to? He worked on my heart. So
have a cardiologist.
See,
I have a nephrologist, which is my kidney.
Oh, your kidney, okay.
I have a rheumatologist, which is the arthritis doctor, the lupus doctor. I have a hematologist.
Hold on 1 second. We got to take a quick break. Don't go nowhere because I want to ask you about one of them the dialogists. Yeah. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, Julie. Hang in there.
Hi, this is Sharilyn Fisher, and I am so excited about Joyful Playhouse. Let me tell you what Joyful Playhouse is. It's a funplex center, but it's like no other funplex center in the Houston and surrounding areas. We will be dedicated to children with disabilities and special needs. Not only we have services for the children, but we will have services for the families and the siblings. Joyful Playhouse needs your assistance. Will you please go to our website, www.joyfulplayhouse.com. There you will find a QR code to make contributions, and there's also a link where you can sign up to volunteer. That is www.joyfulplayhouse.com, and you can also find us on all social media at joyfulplayhouse.com. I'm excited, and I want you to get excited with us. So come on aboard to joyfulplayhouse.com.
Hey, welcome back. So
tell us some more about those allergists you go to see.
No, I want the one that the rheumatologist.
Rheumatologist?
Yeah, that's the rheumatoid arthritis something. The reverse arthritis, right?
So my rheumatologist treats me. So my original one was treating me for autoimmune arthritis, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to say to him, that's rheumatoid arthritis, right? Well, similar to that. No, sir. An autoimmune arthritis is rheumatoid arthritis. So we went back and forth with that. Whatever.
I didn't go to medical school because doctor. Well, I just want to know why you didn't go to medical school.
That's a good question because I was not focused on what I needed to be focused on when I was in school at the beginning, right?
Right.
The focus wasn't there. So I ended up with osteoarthritis as well. And as a result, I had to have both of my knees replaced. So the lupus also kind of, not only from me playing basketball for many years, the lupus also destroyed my knees. Which brings me to, when I say my lupus is not necessarily researched, but from experience, okay? Mm-hmm. So in 2017, I had my right knee replaced. Perfect replacement. Listen, I felt like I was Megan, the stallion. Like I had knees like Megan, right?
Right.
So then in 2020, which I knew I needed the other knee replaced as well. In 2020, I got my second knee replacement, which was on my left knee. Unfortunately, my lupus fought my knee replacement.
Wow.
Okay? So when I was, luckily, we were on, remote learning. So I was home. But I would still go to physical therapy. But I was having a fever every day of 103 and higher because my lupus was fighting against my knee replacement. Right. As a result, I did not get the mobility in my knee as I did in my right knee. So my left knee does not bend completely. It bends, but not completely because of the scar tissue that set in. I went to physical therapy every other day. I mean, I went through the rigmarole, but because of the lupus fighting against the new knee, I struggled a little bit.
Hold on 1 second. We have a lot of our listeners, Margaret Brown and Dovell, saying they didn't know Michael Jackson had lupus.
Yes, he had.
That's news to them.
Mm-hmm.
Betty Brink said her uncle had it and seemed like it wears him out. He tires out very easily.
And you can. It's
What was all these comments?
Because I didn't see him. Because Ron also said her son has it. And they're all saying that you're giving very good information.
Yes.
So I look forward to the month of May. Granted, anybody can call me at any time. Anybody could ask me about it and I will inform them. But if you ever look at my Facebook page throughout the entire month of May, there's some lupus fact happening on my Facebook page. Sadly, lupus affects more African American and women of color, brown and black, more than any other race there is.
So if lupus runs in your family, is there anything you can do to prevent it?
Right. That's what
It does not run in my family. I ask my doctors all the time, how the heck did I get lupus? Where did this come from? Why?
What was his answer? What was his answer? Because that's what I want to know. Is it hereditary?
It is not hereditary.
Ask that question. So just out of the blue, your arthritis, it started with arthritis, right? Because that's where the pain comes in.
With my platelets dropping super low. That's what it started with. And then from there, from me getting my spleen removed, then things just started happening.
Yeah,
things just started happening.
I still don't understand lupus, but again, y'all know who she talking to, Linda Scott.
It's very hard to understand how you have something that attacks your good cells and your organs and whatever, that they are, and that it is hard to understand.
It is, because I was telling Sharilyn earlier, and I know it's the thing about us getting older and things start to break down and carrying on. And I think that was another one of my mental breakdowns for me, is that I was like you, played ball in and out. I mean, what kind of ball? And I was like, Sharilyn, if I'd have known going through the hole, getting them balls out the hole, I would let them go. And if I was going to have, problems with my knees later on. But my health has always been good. I mean, when I go to the doctor, I get a good note, no problem. But I said, something is wrong. I know there's something wrong because sometimes I get tired just walking from the kitchen to the bathroom, and I'm like, I'm out of breath. But then I go have my lungs checked. I go have everything done, and they can't find anything. So, doctor, what I'm supposed to do now?
Be your own best advocate for your body.
You have to
know your body like you. Be persistent. Don't go for an answer.
That's it. So one of the what's the word I'm looking for? One of the side effects or one of the ailments that come with this stupid lupus thing is what's called Raynaud's disease. So I have Raynaud's. I'm about to tell you what Raynaud's is because Miss Linda looking at what the heck are you saying? I got you right now.
Thank you.
And to be honest, Nebraska is the worst place for me to be. It is the absolute worst place for me to be. And here's why. So with Raynaud's, we get that negative 45-degree wind chill factor here, right?
Yes.
So it's extremely cold. When I get cold, my digits turn white. I mean, completely white to the point that they are in pain, right? That's Raynaud's disease. I get it on my fingertips and I get it on my toes. And so that's why I say Nebraska is the worst place for me to be, because the cold tears me up. I mean, I hate the winters here. However, I've been here for 23 years, 24 years. Why? I don't know.
Okay, you're welcome to come to Houston.
I know.
Your daughter just posted, I just happen to know that's your daughter, said that when she goes to the doctor, they keep a close watch on her because her mom has lupus. Yes.
But if it's not hereditary.
It is not. However, they still have to look at it.
Yeah, so she needs to be cautious.
Yes, she has to be cautious. Because like at one point she was struggling with her hands. So she too had to go, have those tests ran. So one of the tests to determine if you're going through a lupus flare It's called your set rate. If your set rate is extremely high, then there's a possibility that you're fighting some type of infection, or your lupus is in a flare. So they have to treat you as such.
Wow.
You know, I know that lupus is the autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was the only one. Until my daughter got an autoimmune disease, vasculitis, fasciitis, casculitis. That's what she got.
Do you know that diabetes is an autoimmune disease?
No, I did not.
Did you know that alopecia is an autoimmune disease?
No, that's the autoimmune disease. Alopecia is there.
There are several autoimmune diseases.
But my daughter's treatment is the same. It's more aggressive though, but it's the same treatment that they give for lupus, but it's just more aggressive. And the symptoms are the same. It's affecting her kidneys and whatever. Yeah. And she has all those allergy doctors that you have. You know, she goes to doctors. Well, which one did you go to today? You know, so I didn't realize there was that many autoimmune diseases out there.
Right. And lupus is hard to diagnose because lupus and fibromyalgia look the same, almost look the same.
Oh, Lord.
What is fibromyalgia?
Right.
What is that one?
It's the same.
Yeah.
But with fibromyalgia, you can't even hardly. When somebody's having a flare in that, it's like you can't even touch them because they're in so much pain.
Oh wow.
Now, Miss Linda, you said Houston would be a great place to be.
Yes.
I agree. Houston. I love Houston. I love visiting Houston. That was my monthly visit every year when my baby was out there. However, Houston is too hot for me. So with lupus,
too cold, too hot.
So with lupus, one of the things that affects your lupus is the sun and light sensitivity. If you notice, I never came out during the day when I was in Houston because I can't be exposed to the sunlight.
Oh wow!
And the reason being is because the hydroxychloroquine that I take, it contradicts with the sun.
Oh wow! So if you come out in the sun, I'm sure you all wrapped up in hats and.
I don't be, but you are supposed to be.
But what you just won't do right? I almost said something.
I want to live a normal life, a so-called normal life.
But what is a normal life?
That's a good question. What is a normal life?
Right. What is a normal life? Your normal life is
no hat and not putting on these long sleeve shirts that you're supposed to have. And nobody got time for all that.
Dude.
Jesus, come on, take the wheel right here. Okay.
Sadly, a lot of people who have experienced lupus become anorexic, which is probably why you and experience weight loss. But baby, let me tell you something. I like to eat. So listen here. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna do that. So, however, I've had this issue all my life. I am anemic.
Yeah.
And anemia is a big part of lupus. I have trouble sometimes breathing. And I mentioned earlier, I get pleurisy a lot, which is the inflammation. Most of the time, I can't even take a deep breath.
Wow.
Like I have to, or I can't yawn fully because of the inflammation that's going on within my body.
Baby, you are amazing to me. Let me just say that.
Well, thank you. And let me tell you, it's not an easy battle to fight. But you know, when I was diagnosed and after being on this journey for some time, I am a believer in God.
Yes.
And I'm on several lupus websites or several lupus pages within Facebook. And within those lupus pages, I see people who are having strokes. And I mean, they have had to stop working and just a variety of things. And I say I'm a believer of God. And if it was not for him, I would not be where I am.
What you say?
And I tell people all the time, this disease is not for me. It's for the people around me. Yeah. It's for the people around me to say, hey, if he can do it for her, if he can keep her going, don't get me wrong. because it gets discouraging when I can't go hang out with my kids, or when I'm laid up in the bed. And my daughter will tell me, Mama, just relax, just chill. It's okay. We got it. Y'all close the door. Leave Mama alone. Because I need to rest. Because I'm always going, wearing myself out for them. But it's not for me. It's for somebody else.
Amen.
Vanna says, so my sister has lupus, diagnosed last February. I'm not sure if you've already mentioned, but how do you deal with your flare-ups, or is it nothing you can do to help those?
But before you do that, before you answer that question, let us take a quick break and we'll be right back to give you the answer to your question.
Cool.
Hey, this is your girl, Linda Scott. I am here to introduce you to Linda S. Jury 1426. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't. But if you don't know me, get to know me. Check out and scan the QR code below. Look at the inventory. I made this. God created. I put it together. See you soon.
Speaking of Linda's Jury, let me chime in. So back in, I think 2021, I think is when I met Miss Linda. I may have met her before then. Yeah, no, it was about 2020.
Something like that.
Anyway. And I was like, oh, Miss Linda, I need some purple jewelry for Lupus Awareness Month. Man, Miss Linda got in that lab. Baby, listen. I'm still, what little bracelets? Oh, yeah, she did me in. And I still wear my little jewelry made by Linda Scott Jewelry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love your support. I appreciate it. It's all what you say about God. If it wasn't for God, I would not be here doing this.
Yeah, and one other thing you said is your fight.
Oh,
you have to fight.
Yeah.
You can't give up.
Can't, not at all. Too many people depending on you.
Depending on you.
Yeah.
Because they see you fight, then they know they can fight.
That's it.
So continue your fight.
Absolutely.
Question. Toya, can you put that question back again?
So the question was, is there anything that you can do to deal with your flare-ups? The only thing you can do is rest. You need to rest. You might take a pain pill. They gave me these stupid tramadol. Like, I don't want that mess. So I don't take it.
Addictive.
No, it's not very addictive.
Okay, for me it is. But okay.
Give me some hydrocodones or some oxys or something. But like, and with my I've had 2 blood clots. So because I've had the 2 blood clots, I'm on a blood thinner every day. I have to take it. I'm on Xarelto, 20 milligrams a day. So because I'm on blood thinners, I cannot take NSAIDs, which are, Miss Linda,
yes,
ibuprofens, naproxens. Those are NSAIDs. So I'm not supposed to take those.
Right.
However, when I feel like I am swelling, I will take one. And I'll take an 800 milligram of prednisone, of Motrin or ibuprofen, just to kind of help me with the inflammation in my joints.
How do you? Okay, now everybody, I told y'all, for those who are just coming on, I am very ignorant when it comes to medicine. But how do you feel you are swelling? Other than, I look down at my feet and go, oh, my feet are swollen. So how does that feel?
You can feel, especially in your knees, you can feel the fluid in your knees.
Is it like a tightening? Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things Julie said is that you don't rest at night and you wake up during the night. Is there something you can do about that? Because you really need your rest,
right,
in order to continue to keep fighting.
So they have me on trazodone, which is a anxiety pill. I don't take that either.
Okay,
so y'all take your medicine, but this lady right here, she already
okay, but then you have to understand that how many years have you been dealing with this, Julie?
This has been, I think it's like 17 or 18 years.
17 and 18 years. So therefore, Julie has learned her body.
Yeah.
She has learned what works for her body and what won't work for her body.
Right.
So just because she doesn't take her medication Don't you stop.
Don't say it like I do take medication.
Yeah, but she take her 4 medicine. She's supposed to be taking 8, y'all. Let me just tell on her again, just y'all missed her. She's supposed to take 8, 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening. Again, as Sharilyn has stated, she knows her body. She knows what she can handle, what she cannot handle. However, I probably be the person like, oh, I ain't taking all these pills. That's the first thing I would say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But until you learn your body, and you learn what you need and what your body needs and what your body needs, take your medicine.
Yeah, yeah.
So the trazodone is a now I will say this. If and when I need the trazodone, like if I don't feel like I've had enough sleep, I will take one at night. The problem with the trazodone is it leaves me groggy in the morning, which is why I don't like to take it.
Right.
That's the only reason why I don't take it. Otherwise, if I like on the weekends, some weekends I will take it. So I know that I'm getting some, plenty sleep or enough sleep at some point. But for the most part, like during the week, I won't because it leaves me groggy in the morning. And it's like, I don't like that feeling of grogginess.
So now what is the difference between you not getting any sleep and you are resting? Because those are two different things. Now I don't sleep, but I don't rest. I don't sleep either. So I don't know which one.
You always on the go. So
yeah. And then plus if you're laying down and your mind is steady going and
that's the problem right there. That's why they have me on the trazodone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind doesn't cut off.
That would be me right there. I don't rest. I can get a quick nap in and okay, I feel better. Just laying there resting, I can't do that part because my mind won't stop.
Steady
going. That's it. Okay, I need to get up and do this. I need to go do that. I need to go.
Right. And that was like one of my reasons why I stopped doing one of my events because my mind could never shut off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think that even helped because she still ain't shut off.
And
I'm still moving. I'm still going. And even to when I'm not feeling well, I still don't let this rest.
Sometimes I have to tell her, Julie, that your body's going to keep going, but your body, your brain is going to tell your body, okay, you go and do whatever you want to do, but I'm going to shut down. I'm going to shut down.
That's it. That's it. And even though I hate being in the hospital, that's probably one of the best places for me because I know I get some rest when they ain't in there trying to poke me with the needles. And
Right.
For the most part. I know I can't get up and go clean the bathroom. Or I know I can't get up and go do laundry or, you know what I mean? So
I can't get up and go make some sweet potato pies and banana
that part.
Yeah.
See, that part in
because y'all, she's one of the best
bakers.
Yes. You want some sugar?
Yeah.
Call my girl. She got you. I'm telling you. I'll be like, oh my God, look at that. Can you send it? FedEx it to me. She's amazing.
Wait, so when I did visit Houston, guess what I had to do? I had to make somebody a sweet potato pie and a pound cake.
She wouldn't even let you visit. Pound cake was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The pound cake. It was
awesome. And no need of you coming here like that. That's like walking out the door butt naked, and you're supposed to have on clothes. No, ma'am. But it's been a great conversation. I've learned a lot, and apparently everybody else did, especially on Michael Jackson, because none of us knew that, and we forget that those people are people as well.
Let me ask you a question about Michael Jackson. So, do you think the lupus that he had something to do with the skin coloration?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody was going with he bleached his skin and he did that.
So that wasn't.
He probably did bleach his skin, but when you have lupus, it gives you it like.
That's the butterfly.
When you have the discoid lupus, which is the subcutaneous one, the skin one, you get like white patches. And he probably did bleach it to make it all even.
All be even.
One color, yeah.
Wow. See, y'all, Michael didn't do that on purpose. There was the reason why he did what he did.
I'm
Unfortunately,
sure it is. And I'm gonna tell you, it gets to be depressing.
yeah.
It gets to be because you just want to. I told my friend the other day, I said I probably would never date again because I don't want nobody to have to deal with my ailment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he shut me down real fast.
Good.
And said to
Good. Thank you. Go ahead. Tell me what he said. Go ahead, but good.
he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
All right.
He shut me down and he said, "How do you know that that's not what God wants? God wants somebody to be there to see, to be there for you,
yes,
and to experience what you're experiencing."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. See that you the doctor of some things. That part right there, you don't have no control over that right there because God needs someone to help take care of you. And I'm Julie, so glad about it.
You take care of everybody else.
That's right.
So everybody else. So God sends somebody to take care of you. And we need it sometimes.
Right.
You know, we always want to be so strong and so independent.
Right.
But sometimes we just need somebody to just say, "How's your day?"
I do.
And is there anything I can do for you?
Listen.
Because we're doing everything for everybody else.
Always.
Yeah,
always. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have someone just to say what she said. How's your day? That means a lot.
So much.
That means a lot. And let me rub your feet. Okay, now I got carried away.
Now stop.
Now I know I was about to get carried away. Let me rub your feet. I ain't found that part yet. Hold on. But it's out there.
It's out there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But until that day comes, you know, I'll deal with what I'm dealing with.
Deal with what I'm dealing with.
Julie, we have thoroughly enjoyed you. But how can people contact you if they have questions or if they want to continue this conversation with you? How can they contact you?
So I'm an open book. Again, as I stated earlier, if I ever get the opportunity, and if you see nope, you got to change that for life to life. LIFE. F is in Frank. My email is haynesforlife, LIFE, @icloud.com. Or you can feel free and call my phone. I will answer because this lupus thing ain't no joke. And we all need some support at some point because it gets tough. Like, I mean, I ask God all the time, God, why did I? And that's why I said, this ain't for me.
And he says, why not you?
Right.
It's not me.
That's right.
I need you to tell your story of how you got over. I need you to tell your story of how
Okay, y'all, go ahead now. We start preaching
and
shouting over here. So that is amazing. We always ask that question. Why me? Why I had to do this right here? But why not? He needs someone who could go ahead and explain this to El Ding Dong Linda the way that you did. And I am so honored to know you and to see you in action and to know that God is good.
And somebody named Jalea D. Haynes, I don't know who she is, says, I thank God for keeping my mama.
That's my baby.
Thank you, baby.
That's my baby.
That is amazing. So if it's anything outside of the month of May, but it's dealing with lupus, people still can contact you?
People can contact me whenever they want to. Because listen, and I will say this, lupus affects everybody differently.
Yeah.
It affects everybody differently. However, there are some things that we go through that and one of the main things that I'm trying to work on now is preventing myself from eating foods that causes inflammation. So right now I'm in the process of researching those things those foods that causes inflammation, because it's the inflammation that causes the lupus flare. So if we can avoid those things.
Can you name a few for us right quick?
And I was going to say, when you research that information and find it, please come back. Please come back. I would give that information out to the world, not just to us, but to the world, because people need to know what food is harming our bodies.
Right?
All of it.
That part. And I'm going to agree with you.
All of it except some lettuce and a tomato.
That part.
That part.
The way we're putting these chemicals out there,
Yeah.
That's what we're going through.
Yes. Well, as soon as you find that information, please pick up the phone and call us and say, I got the information.
I would be happy to.
And so we can have you back on so you can tell our audience.
I would be happy to.
Yes, and you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at the smile. Look at the smile, y'all. Listen, this is a lady who told the doctor what was wrong with her, and that's because she knew her body. And once we learn our body to know something is wrong, we can have a beautiful smile just like that.
Listen,
it's time for us to go. Don't you go anywhere, but everybody else, we gotta go. Please go to our page, the Golden Square Podcast, and join us. Subscribe with us on YouTube. We're looking forward to seeing you all next week. We're still talking about health because next week I need you to get your men together, sit them down so we can talk about that thing that started with a P. Is it prostate?
Prostate.
That's it. So we need to do that. We're looking forward to seeing you all next week, 7 p.m. Central Time. The Golden Square Podcast,
where the gold is pure. See you next week.
See you later.